all of the ads for the iPhone 16 were built for Apple Intelligence, and then the only Apple Intelligence features they released were like Genmoji and visual intelligence, and not the best use.
Everyone's taking their shot at Apple right now, and
and the Pixel comes out in exactly 14 days is the announcement.
Well, it's announced
2 weeks. Yeah, announcements.
It's already out technically.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Google themselves is showing it. What is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Waveform podcast. We're your hosts, and I'm David.
And I'm Andrew.
Sorry, I could not.
I know. It just caught me off guard.
In today's episode, Marquez is gone. We warned you before. We did warn you last week. He's going to be gone for 2 weeks. Please don't leave. We still,
press that subscribe button to bring him back.
That's true. If you press subscribe, he comes back. Today's episode, we got a lot of different stuff for you. We've gotten a new open weight model from OpenAI. What a concept. Some exciting Fediverse news, which, I'm excited about.
Is that an oxymoron?
What? Exciting Fediverse news?
Yeah.
Because it's already exciting?
Exactly.
Some Fediverse news. Some Nintendo Switch, but not Nintendo Switch 2 updates. Sad face. And we're also going to be ending it with showing off some cool little gadgets that we've gotten our hands on recently. That's quite fun. But first,
Andrew's mega awesome best news of the week ever possible, possibly the year, gadget of the year, some may say. Microsoft is releasing Windows XP Crocs.
You could have stopped at Windows.
Why? That's how awesome it is?
That's how awesome
it is.
Well, XP specifically.
Yeah, this is XP, baby.
Fair.
This is the good, the nostalgia. To celebrate Microsoft's 50th anniversary, they're about to release Windows XP Crocs. The reason we know they're about to release it is apparently they've already opened up pre-sale for Microsoft employees.
Oh.
They will cost $80, but come with a pack of 6 gibbets. Do you want to know what the gibbets are?
Can you explain this to people that don't know what Crocs are?
And gibbets.
Listen.
How much are Crocs normally? Let's start there.
50?
Are they really that much?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're
Okay.
like cheaper than regular shoes to make. They're like little...
I think I'm about right there.
And how much is a gibbet?
That I don't know. I only have one gibbet.
I remember when this used to be a good country and we used to meme on
tariffs,
people that
man.
wore Crocs, and we would laugh at people and be like, wow, those are so ugly.
Oh, wait. Yeah, $30 to $50.
Okay.
For plain colors, then they can get a little more expensive, like $60 for some patterns and stuff.
So this is like a special collab
And this is
edition.
a special edition kind of one.
And then
comes with the
what are
gibbets.
gibbets?
Gibbets are like the little charms that you put in the holes of the Crocs.
Okay.
I only have a disc golf one right now. Hold on. Keep laughing. Wait till you hear the Microsoft gibbets.
Okay.
Or should I explain the shoe pattern first?
Well, you know the shoe pattern, right?
Well,
there's a pattern on the shoe?
Yeah, the pattern for the shoe is the bottom sole is green and the top of the shoe is a light blue with clouds. So it represents the green hill with the cloudy sky from the Windows XP wallpaper.
David, no. Yo.
It's so good.
You're kind of changing me.
It's so sick. And the gibbets are a recycling bin, a mouse cursor, Clippy.
Oh, I knew it.
The old Internet Explorer icon, a folder icon, and the MSN butterfly logo.
Oh my God.
It's really cool.
What if I just want the gibbets?
Then you're going to have to pay $80 and sell someone a pair of Crocs.
I don't love using the Gen Z logo, but I think they cooked with this one.
They cooked. It also kind of looks like it comes with a drawstring bag. That is also the wallpaper, the hill wallpaper.
I mean, if it comes with a bag, it's not a horrible deal. Although that bag costs 5 cents to make.
It's
still
maybe less.
Wait, so are these exclusively going to be for Microsoft employees, or will they eventually open up for the public?
The Verge article I read it off of seems like it is going to be available worldwide. Just Microsoft employees get first dibs at it. So if you're a Microsoft employee who doesn't want these and wants to
please
hook a
buy them for
brother
us. I would give you the money.
I'm spending $80 on these if given the chance. I can 100%.
If we took a team photo in this, that would be pretty cool.
It would be
Leave
pretty
me out
awesome.
of it. Absolutely
I
not.
think we can all agree with the ugly sweaters. Microsoft is a better merch company than pretty much anything else.
Yeah.
Their merch is sick.
Their
pretty
ugly
sick.
sweaters in particular are always
so
fire. Yeah.
We always talk about Apple Store exclusive shirts and merch and stuff, but I think Microsoft's got them.
For a $4 trillion megacorp, they're really,
The merch game is on
who
lock.
mostly does B2B sales. I gotta say,
They got a couple fire shirts out there.
their merch designers are cooking.
They are.
All right. Well, hopefully we get our hands on these soon. We can move on to the next story. There is a new YouTube feature that is not yet launched, but we have seen some examples of it, and that is YouTube collabs.
Mm-hmm.
So you might know that on Instagram or TikTok, when you make a post, you can effectively make the post with another person. It's like a collab post. So it will show up on both people's pages, and it will show both people's little icons right next to each other. Mm-hmm. So this is a post by this person and this person. YouTube is now apparently experimenting with bringing this feature to YouTube, which makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of history in YouTube of people doing collabs,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very much like, oh, we're putting on my channel, and then maybe there's a different type of video that's on your channel where we collab.
Yeah, and they also tried to do it a little bit with like tagging in the title, which I don't think worked very well. It just made titles look really weird because you had to put the @ in it, and that always looked terrible.
Yeah.
But I think this is a better because it lives on both channels and is the easy connection between them when you see it without messing up the title.
Right. Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. It'll just show up on both channels. I don't yet know how the monetization structure is going to work for something like this. I did reach out to Renee Ritchie, who is the YouTube liaison. He says they are not officially announcing anything about the feature until the fall.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's possible that they're just beta testing it. The only people that have access to it are like very, very big YouTubers.
Yeah.
Mr.
So
Beast has done like 2 of them.
Has he done 2? Because
I believe so.
I think you're right because the one I'm looking at right now says Mr. Beast and 3 more, and then you click it and you see Mark Rober, Stokes Twins, Ben Azelart. The first one we saw, it said like the channel, or when you click the video, the channel just looked like it said Mr. Beast and Mark Rober.
Yeah.
Which then just to me felt like Harper said this also. I take a glance at that. I'm like, is this a scam channel that's like trying to trick you into being Mr. Beast and Mark Rober?
Yeah.
That looked a little weird, but I think people will get used to it. And as long as they provide verification check marks in it,
well, they
it
also
shouldn't
have
trick people.
they also have, instead of just the image of your channel being in the corner, it's the 2 images.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you could make like a fake version of that, but YouTube theoretically has, you know, if it's from if it's from a big creator, they have the verification badges, obviously. Yeah, I think this makes a ton of sense, though. I think that people are going to want to see this content regardless of what channel it's on. And it also makes it easier to, you know, if there's a very large creator that's collabing with a smaller creator, now it's less like a lot of the times people used to do that because they would try to grow with that. They would be like, oh, if I can get Marquez on my channel and do a collab with him, then maybe I can kind of ride his
Maybe this podcast
notoriety.
will pop off.
Yeah. If anyone, hey, Joe Rogan, I'm just kidding. If anyone massive wants to collab with @Waveform podcast,
Here's something
that could be pretty cool.
interesting looking at it right now. On Mr. Beast's channel, it says Mr. Beast and 3 more.
Yeah.
That includes 4 total people. Mark Rober's channel just says Mark Rober and Mr. Beast.
Oh.
It's also a different title and thumbnail.
And those are not different videos?
And I believe they're the same video. It's very hard to tell because are they both 10 minutes and 53 seconds?
Well, I wonder if
No.
they're
now
different
I'm so
videos. I think it might be different videos.
videos.
I think they're different videos.
Oh, so it's not like, then I'm wrong before I said lived on both channels. This is not like Instagram, where on Instagram, when you collab with someone, the same post is on both people's feeds.
Well, it might be if those are different videos. I mean, if you go to Mark Rober's...
It would be the same video. So like on Instagram, if I make a post that's like a picture of us in Waveform and I collaborate with you, that same exact picture is just on both of our feeds now with both of us linked. This is their collaborating, but the videos are completely different. Where like if it's the Instagram way, the Mr. Beast video would be on Mark Rober's page, is what I'm saying.
I see. Yeah, I'm not seeing the Mr. Beast video on Mark Rober's page.
Oh, so that, I guess,
it is collabed with him on
explains
that
how
first
the
one.
analytics will work then.
Yeah, that explains that part. Then you're not doing the same video, so you don't have to worry about different monetization. It's just, this feels like the new way of tagging someone in a title to make it more first party.
Got it.
Can I complain about something else that should be more first party from YouTube?
For it.
Yes, but let me finish this real quick. Okay, so if you go to like the Mark Rober video that he made called "Can You Safely Drink Your Own Pee?" Okay. It says Mark Rober and Mr. Beast, but then there's a huge section right above it that shows Mark Rober and describes what he's doing, and then shows Mr. Beast as an organizer.
Which would make sense why Mr. Beast is collabed with more people, and I'm assuming this is going to grow.
Yeah.
But Mark Rober's only collabed with Mr. Beast because
Yeah.
Is this pyramid scheming of YouTube videos?
I think this is overall. I think this is a very smart move by YouTube. They've added a lot of features that have been popular on other platforms. We won't talk about stories, but yeah. What were you gonna say that you think that they should add?
This is something that Adam and I have wanted to complain about for a long time. But why is still the best way on YouTube of putting chapters in content?
Oh my God.
By just putting a part in the description where you write the word chapter and then write the timestamps out.
Yes.
In the description.
Yes.
First of all, it breaks for us literally every week.
Every week. We hear you. Your comments yelling at us.
do
but
it.
I swear, it's at time of publish, the chapters work. And I've taken to screenshotting it and posting it in Slack. Like as of 10:58, chapters are working.
And then they break.
And then at like 2 o'clock, I'll walk over to Adam and be like, I just saw 5 comments that said there's no chapters. And
I'm like,
broken.
what the hell?
We do it. So yeah, please YouTube fix this.
I
Please.
Keep like commenting if they're broken because we are on it and trying to fix it. It's very annoying.
It usually just winds up Adam deletes the colon after chapters and then puts it back in and saves it and it works again. But like, how is there not a first party system of entering in chapters? There's first party systems for entering all the mid rolls at a literal exact time slots. 50,000 times in a video if you want to.
Because what makes them money, Andrew?
Yeah, but why can't I just do then descriptions are way cleaner. Like when I want to actually add,
they kind of hide descriptions more than they used to too.
they they do. It's harder and it's I don't care about that. I don't know.
It's very
so
annoying.
frustrating.
Thank you for reminding me about that because I said last week I wanted to rant about it and completely forgot.
Yeah.
That's so annoying.
To all y'all that think we don't know what we're doing,
we
don't.
only half don't know what we're
We
doing.
don't, but we do that right. I will say. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see in the fall, I guess, when that officially rolls out. I think it's pretty smart for them to test it with like a bunch of big YouTubers because it kind of is doing a stress test on the system. It's pulling in like a ton of views from a ton of different areas and seeing how people react.
In terms of analytics, I would like to see if it now source gets that's a collaboration is added as a source of traffic.
Yeah.
So like when you come into a video, did Mark Rober get those views from clicking on Mark Rober's link in the Mr. Beast video? It also kind of sucks for everyone collabing, assuming that it's going to be a 50-page long thing of like, this is Mr. Beast's whole team water. One of his big charity things where he's going to obviously invite a ton of people. So if that turns into 50, like number 49 is getting no extra views off of
or like one of his like 100 YouTubers compete for this kind of thing and then he collabs with every single one of them.
Well, is that a collab at that point?
Yeah, I guess you get to decide whether or not you want to make it a collab. It would be crazy if there was like 100 people though. And they might have a max too.
Mr. Beast is going to launch this and then figure out it hurts his analytics and then never use it again and be the only person with the ability to do it on
And then
YouTube
will eventually make it not hurt your analytics. Just like they did with shorts.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a fickle beast. Okay.
I'm really interested to see where this goes.
Yeah. We got one more story before we're going to take our first break. OpenAI has released their first open weight models since GPT-2.
Before you go on.
Yes.
Do a lot of explaining in here for those the people out there who don't understand what this means.
All right, so a model, like a large language model, is a lot of data that has been trained to create effectively like a neural network. So when you give it an input, it gives you an output, and that output is generated by a bunch of different neurons, quote unquote, kind of like firing at each other and deciding what the most probable output is going to be. It is probabilistic. It changes every time. It's kind of like they're trying to make a brain, obviously. Now, usually when you use a model from, if you use ChatGPT or you use Gemini, these are all closed models. And that means that it's effectively a black box. You number one, don't know what data it was trained on to make that model. And number two, you can't see the model weights. A model weight is effectively the people that are building the model can put more influence into certain aspects of the model to try to like guide it towards certain behavior. And kind of a lot of the race in AI is to like perfect these model weights to get better outcomes. And so the reason that a lot of these models have become more closed is because these companies don't want to disclose to each other how they're changing their model weights. So OpenAI has released a new open weight model. It's not the same as open source, because if it was open source, you could see the training data, and OpenAI would be sued 100 million times. That's definitely the reason that they're not making it open source. Right? Because they're already being sued by everybody, and now they would just give up all their proof.
Readily available on the internet.
But David, I can just watch YouTube for free. Why can't ChatGPT?
I'm training my brain right now. Anyway, it is a pretty big deal because now you can run these models locally, which is pretty crazy. If you remember correctly, we did a DeepSeek episode, and DeepSeek is this Chinese open sourced model that you can run locally on your computer, and it was very competitive with the top models at the time, and it was free to download and all these things, and it freaked everybody out. And a lot of people in the AI community decided we probably actually need to release open models, because if we don't, everyone's just going to be using these free models from like different vendors, like Chinese vendors, right? To them, it is better to get people to, like, the entire reason that Meta has Llama, which is their model, and that is an open model. The entire reason that Mark Zuckerberg is like open source, open models is the way forward, and we want to give to the community, is not because he wants to give away things for free. It's because he wants to be the foundation that everyone uses to do things on top of, and then they can figure out how to monetize that later.
And they're literally the least trustworthy company on the planet, pretty much.
Right, exactly. So now it seems that OpenAI sort of wants to get in that game. There's also been a lot of discussion of like, well, if the U.S. in general, the companies in the U.S. don't start releasing open models, everyone's going to start using like Chinese open models instead.
Yeah.
Open weight, not open source.
Open weight, open weight models, open weight models instead. But these models are available to use via the Apache 2.0 license, which means they can be modified pretty significantly for commercial purposes.
Okay.
Which is cool because it means that people can start making products that run locally on these local models and sell them and change the weights, right? So it's kind of like a foundation that you can then work from and like build your own products from.
So if I wanted to make like a new browser in alpha and charge $20 a month for it, I could do it with that.
You could do it.
You could.
They're still a little bit heavy, right? So like they released 2 new models. One of them is a 20 billion parameter model that is similar to the OpenAI O3 mini model. And you can actually run that on 16 gigabytes of VRAM, which many people have on their computers, which it can run on a laptop effectively. And then there's a much bigger 120 billion parameter model that is closer to O4 mini. That needs a dedicated separate NVIDIA GPU.
Yeah, that one you cannot run on a laptop.
Correct. But even so, just owning like a 4080 or something and being able to run O4 mini, which is like a very substantial model locally on your computer, is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, it's a big deal. I'm wondering what we're going to see happen from this. I think Google is probably going to have to get pressured into opening their own, like creating their own model. Microsoft is now hosting these models too on a bunch of their Azure servers and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a big deal, especially because, it's OpenAI, and their whole thing from the beginning was that all of this was going to be out in the open. And then they realized they could make money out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why Sam Altman was trying to make them not a open foundation anymore or whatever. They're trying to monetize it more than they are.
They backtracked on that,
right? They had to.
Yeah.
Effectively, they're a company that can only make a certain amount of money, and then they have to not.
Because they're not nonprofit. They were originally founded as a nonprofit organization in 2015.
Yeah.
10 years later.
Yeah.
Well, who knows what they are?
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I think we're going to start to see a lot of different applications that can run different things locally. There's all of these companies that are relying on OpenAI making API calls to OpenAI, spending a lot of money to do so. Right now, they're burning through a lot of venture capital. But imagine you could package something and release it as an APK or, on a phone or as a program on your computer, and you could just run it locally on your computer. Obviously, these are still very heavy. But they're realizing right now that scaling laws maybe aren't the answer necessarily, where scaling laws are where you add more data and the model gets better. They're realizing that there are definitely ways to make models more efficient without scaling them up higher. which is what DeepSeek did when that happened. So eventually, I think that we are going to get models that are small enough that they can like run on your computer. You don't have to download like a giant program, and it's not going to take up all of your RAM like
it's
Chrome
what
does.
all tech forever has always been, right?
Yeah.
Here's really, really cool thing that takes so much power.
Yeah.
The size of a room.
How do we simultaneously make that better and continue to take that much power, but also make versions that are smaller and more accessible? So, yeah.
So it's an interesting space for OpenAI to be in because they still want people to pay them for the API calls, obviously. But if everyone starts using the free version of something, nobody's going to pay them anyway. So they have to get in the game in some way. But yeah. It would be cool if things could run locally on your device and not burn all the water on the planet. That'd be cool.
I mean,
it's still screwing some stuff up.
Yeah, it's still using power, but at least it's using it locally on your device instead of in a data center.
It is cool that just there's now like multiple options. Like if you want, you could do the API call to OpenAI and build whatever you're going to build. But now if you need something a little more robust, you can just get one of these things.
Yeah, and this new model can do reasoning, write code, and operate agents using the company's APIs. So people also have been speculating like Apple's probably looking at this and going like, we can finally do something because it's commercially available.
Yeah.
It still, again, uses a ton of RAM. So maybe not yet, but maybe in a year or two when these models are much smaller, they could just use that for Apple Intelligence.
Yeah, Apple Intelligence. Wait, we have to just like really briefly mention the really funny Pixel video.
Yeah,
like this is too good of a spot to like say it, but like Google released this ad that was basically just like, it's like what Marquez has always said, don't buy a product based on future promises. And then they take a shot. It's like, well, the phone you've been looking at's future promises over a year old at this point. Maybe just buy the phone that doesn't do that.
Yeah. All of the ads for the iPhone 16 were built for Apple Intelligence. And then the only Apple Intelligence features they released for like Genmoji and visual intelligence and not the best use.
Everyone's taking their shot at Apple right now. And
and the Pixel comes out in exactly 14 days is the announcement.
Well, it's announced.
2 weeks. Yeah, announcements.
It's already out, technically.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Google themselves is showing it constantly. They show it in this advertisement. So, yeah, very funny. Anyway, with that, I think we're going to hit it to trivia real quickly, and then we'll take a break.
So, trivia, Marquez is out,
Good.
as everyone knows. Ellis is also out because he's sick.
I'm still in the lead. Oh, yeah, we didn't mention that. Sorry, Ellis. Feel better.
Yeah, Ellis is sick home, but he had a good idea. In these next 2 weeks that Marquez is gone, we are going to do a head-to-head trivia exhibition match. Just you, David, and you, Andrew.
Oh, God.
Mano a mano, one-on-one.
No, not necessarily.
I don't think I've ever been winning going into a trivia extravaganza.
I'm always winning going into the trivia extravaganza, and then I always lose.
All right, so here we go.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, he made new music. I'm so sad.
This time I actually
Even
hear
sick,
Ellis's.
he still did it. Yeah.
I can hear his voice in
Yep.
that.
Amazing work from Ellis. Okay, so this is going to be how well you guys know each other.
Oh.
That is the plot twist here.
I don't like that.
So,
I'm scared.
in the Screen Time app on both of your phones,
Oh, boy.
what is the most used app on the other person's phone by time? What is the top used app?
Down 29% from last week.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Wow.
So yeah,
awesome.
so figure that out,
Okay.
and then we'll be back after the break.
I somehow knew this. Oh, that's Day. Sorry. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. All right. We'll be right back.
Support for this show comes from Wix. For anyone who's tried to create a website before, it's a familiar feeling, being so excited about the idea and the vision, only to give up halfway through because you couldn't get the site to look how you wanted. Some platforms have very strict templates where you can't break the mold quite literally. Their options are limited and their UI is frustrating. Well, Wix.com can help. Wix.com gives you the freedom to build exactly the site you want for any business idea. Wix puts incredible website creation at your fingertips. With their AI site builder, you answer a few questions and get a personalized, business-ready site fast. The Wix.com interface is super easy and fun. It's all drag and drop. There's an amazing AI image studio and tons of amazing design effects. If If you're looking to sell products and services, schedule appointments and more, Wix.com also has you covered with built-in solutions, no add-ons required. Wix has been pioneering in website tech for almost 20 years now. They understand web design and what it takes to run your own business. So if you're ready to create your own website, go to Wix.com. That's Wix.com. Start building your website today. Thanks to Wix for sponsoring our show.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Nintendo Switch 2 podcast. Except this time it's not about the Nintendo Switch 2. It is not about the Nintendo Switch 2, though, which kind of makes it about the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm your host. Okay, so some news. Nintendo has raised the prices on the original Switch and the OLED Switch and the Switch Lite.
But not the Switch 2.
But not the Switch 2.
Okay, interesting.
So, yeah, this is some interesting news. The OG Switch now costs $340, up from $300. Yeah,
That's
it's
like a
kind
pretty
of
solid bump.
This console is like 8 years old, by the way. The Switch Lite is now $230, up from $200, and the OLED is now $400 from $350. The $400 OLED to the Switch 2's $450 price tag does not make the Switch 2 look that expensive anymore.
No.
Which is very interesting. Nintendo said that they did this because of market conditions, which means tariffs. It happened a single day after the Trump administration announced a 20% tariff on Vietnam, which is where Nintendo does most of its manufacturing. So obviously there's a reason why they would have done this. Now, interestingly, the Switch 2 is also very largely manufactured in Vietnam. However, I think that Nintendo is trying to avoid getting people very angry about them rising the cost of Switch 2, number one. Number two, it has already sold 6 million units. Switch 2 is a very, very, very quickly growing console. They are selling a lot of these things. And I think that they are a little bit worried that if they jack up the price now, especially because it's on a percentage basis, they're going to lose a lot of potential customers. So
I'm interested. I've already been to a Target and seen Switch 2s just sitting there. They're definitely in stock.
Yeah.
Like pretty easy. I'm assuming they're pretty easy to get. I don't remember that happening with the Switch for months and months. I mean, it took me days to find one when I bought my original Switch. Adam and I were talking about this like last week on trying to figure out why it makes sense. And my guess, and this is from someone who doesn't know anything about retail or that, is like, are they going to bump this up, which just means the cost of a retail store purchasing these to keep them on shelves will go up? Still, like, not exactly the same. Obviously, the retail store is making some sort of a margin there. And is this kind of attempting to cover the tariffs of Switch 2 by releasing stock that's out there already? That's like, this goes up, it'll probably be paid by stores to sit on a shelf and maybe not even really get bought. And is there some sort of like recoup here from what they're about to lose for the 20%?
Well, yeah, Andrew Webster at The Verge did some analysis on this. And his opinion effectively was that it is much less risky to raise the price of hardware that is not sold as much. And the reason is because
yes.
Yeah. People that buy like less of the stuff, yes, it won't make as much money, but it's not going to scare people as much as it does to raise the price of something that is very popular.
Well, and this sucks the most for the people who might be interested in that, but if the Switch 2 is out and you really want the Switch OLED, you're probably not, you're upset it costs more, but you're probably still going to buy it because there's a very specific reason you want that piece of hardware.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend the money for doing it.
Yeah.
It's obviously less risky because it's the thing that's not.
I feel like this
sold
also
as
helps because people are going to be no longer looking at the Switch 2 as, wow, that's so expensive compared to the other Switch. Like, I could just get a Switch OLED for $100 cheaper. Like, now the difference is only $50. It's like, I might as well get the Switch 2.
Yeah.
If I'm already spending $400.
I'm trying to think of, like, in this scenario, how many people go into that, like, ladder? Because, like, if you're at a Walmart, are there still old Switches in stock there?
Yeah.
And then you see it next to each other. Are you looking at the Switch 2 because of a specific game, which isn't even available on the old Switches? So you don't even have to make that jump. You already have to pay the $450 because you want to play Donkey Kong or Mario Kart World.
Also, they could just be waiting for the tariffs to change again. They're like, we already have all of our stock for the Switch 2 in the States, hopefully, so we don't have to import a crazy amount.
I think that's probably why they flooded the market.
Yeah.
You know, like the original Switch, it was hard to find them for a very long time. With the Switch 2, it's kind of been like
ready.
every single week there's a restock, and like you said, now you're at the point you can just walk into a lot of stores and buy them.
We still saw like huge shipments of phones coming in to beat tariffs. So I think
Right.
on top of not doing a Switch 1 and beating tariffs, there's probably so many Switch 2s
Yeah.
already in stock. Are they just raising these because they... I'd love to see how many OLEDs and lights they're still selling.
This is what I was just about to say. I'm on eBay right now looking at sold listings of Nintendo Switch 1. You can buy them between $80 and like $120 used.
Used,
A Switch OLED used with everything is $160. Like, you should not be paying full retail price for any of these things anymore. So I'm really wondering how much of this cost Nintendo is actually recouping. In a way, it is just making the Switch 2 seem like a better deal.
That's what I think it is.
So at the same time, it's like, yes, they're doing it because of tariffs, but also they're probably going to sell more Switch 2s if everything else is more expensive, you know?
Because now it's just going to force people up the ladder to just,
Yeah.
I might as well get a Switch 2. Or even if they don't, then they're minimizing their loss because they just raise the prices on all the cheaper models.
Right. Yeah. Which, you know, in 2025, you look at inflation, it's like things can't really be that cheap anymore. Obviously, their parts are so old that they probably are making a huge profit if they're selling any of them. But yeah, it is very surprising.
$80 for a used Switch is kind of good, though.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
I mean,
On
it's great.
eBay?
Yeah, it's great. But I mean, you know, if you have an original Nintendo Switch, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
There
it's
is
been a
one
while.
very specific one, though, that I do think goes for a lot because it's the easiest to mod or something about it. There's like this very
Oh, yeah.
specific like,
If you didn't update
generation
it,
of it.
Yeah.
it was if you didn't update it to a certain patch. Yeah, it was easy to mod. Also, they have raised the price of the Switch 1 Joy-Cons by $10, which is something that people might buy new, obviously,
Yeah.
because of stick drift, which is effectively where it does not monitor the direction of your stick correctly
Can I
after
tell
a
you
certain amount of time.
A funny story Adam and I experienced the other day.
Sure. Yeah.
We're playing Rumble mode, right? And
No,
Mario
knockout,
Kart Worlds.
knockout.
Knockout. Sorry. I think we've said this already.
Kart World.
That mode is so much fun.
It's so fun.
Knockout Tour.
Knockout Tour,
Yeah.
is like, it's, I don't want to say it's worth buying World for that, but if you love Mario Kart, I think Knockout is super fun.
It's the one to play with a bunch of friends.
Knockout Tour is basically like you go through 6 stages in a row without stopping.
Without stopping, and
it's like
there's
Fortnite.
checkpoints, and yeah. It's,
Yeah.
it's like it's almost like Fortnite, where
Yeah.
checkpoints people get eliminated, and you
Yeah.
have to be, and it goes from like 26 or 25 down to like 4, and then
Yeah.
you win.
Or
But
lose.
yeah, or lose. But Adam,
me.
Alex, and I are playing on the screen over here, and Alex is just like, "Oh my god, I got stick drift already!" And he's like freaking out the
Using
whole
the new
thing.
Joy-Cons
the
on the
brand
Switch
new
2.
Joy-Con.
But he had tilt controls.
He had
on.
tilt controls on it. Didn't
Yeah.
realize. The best is he was so into it. I was like, "Oh no, mine's messed up too. I think I have tilt controls on. You probably just have it on." He's like, "No, no, no," and he's like focusing and just playing. And then the next time he switches controllers, he's like, "What the?" I was like, "Dude, you definitely just have tilt controls on." And yeah,
Yeah, I haven't figured out how to turn tilt controls off.
if you press start, and it used to be like the left button, but now I think it's Y. There'll
in
be
the weeds right
settings,
now.
and you can turn. It's like auto steering,
Yeah.
tilt
Okay.
control,
Yeah.
and auto accelerate.
Baby mode.
on
Baby
and off.
mode. I was just about to say that too. Yeah, it's the bumpers on
Yeah.
bowling. Okay, and they also raised the price of the Alarmo alarm clock by $10.
No!
See, that's what they should raise the price on, though. Like,
Yeah.
people are still buying that. Oh wait,
I kind of want one.
sorry. Switch 1 Joy-Cons went up by
Yes.
$10,
Which
Okay.
people do need to replace.
Yeah, that's.
Because you have a Switch 1, everyone's Joy-Cons eventually get stick drift.
I bet they're making more money off.
They're
of the
probably
Switch
making a
1
lot on the Joy.
And the Joy-Cons were already so expensive.
$80.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you need
it's
to buy
crazy.
those new effectively. So yeah,
Even if you
they're
didn't go
expensive.
and get the Switch 2, you're like, my Switch is fine. I'm still just going to play these games randomly. Like,
Yeah.
you will need Joy-Cons
you will
eventually.
need new Joy-Cons. So yeah, again, $450 is not seeming like that big of a deal now that the OLED is $400. You know, $50 more for the brand new one is, yeah. The
Yeah,
OLED screen still looks a little bit better in my opinion, but
a lot better.
a lot better.
Yeah.
I would just love to see the numbers of how many Switch OLEDs, and Switch lights are still sold
Yeah.
in the US on like a quarterly basis.
That data will probably come out.
I mean, the
I'm
Switch
sure it's
Lite,
out
There probably is some data right now.
I'm sure there's a lot of Switch Lights being sold.
Yeah.
One, because it's the cheapest. Two, because it's the smallest.
Yeah.
And they have a bunch of colors. Like, if
Yeah.
it's like a Christmas gift,
for
it's
like
perfect.
little kids.
This is this is just attacking all the parents and grandparents who don't know anything about consoles, and when
And
their
just buy
kid asks
everything
for
or don't know how to
the
use
new
eBay.
Switch, they just
Yeah.
buy the thing,
Oh.
the old version, accidentally,
Or
for
they just
20% tariff.
I mean, a lot of people probably don't buy anything used. You know, there's
Yeah.
probably a lot of people who just walk into the store and buy the thing, and that's
Yeah.
how they purchase everything. So,
That's what they're counting on.
yep. All right, moving on. We got Fediverse Corner to talk about. Let's go. I need Ellis to make custom Fediverse Corner music. Ghost has released Ghost 6.0. If you do not know what Ghost is a newsletter publishing platform and sort of also a website builder. You can kind of think it as a combination between Substack and Squarespace, which is pretty cool. It feels weird saying Squarespace on a piece of content because I've literally never done a Squarespace ad, but like the entirety of YouTube is like it's like run by
Pretty
Squarespace
much.
ads. Anyway, I'm not doing an ad for Squarespace.
No, you're not.
But I am doing an ad for Ghost. But they didn't pay me. Anyway, so if you watched our Fediverse Explained episode that we did last year, it was called Blue Sky versus Threads.
Was that
Fediverse
last
Explained.
year?
Yeah, it was last year. Or
my
2 years
God,
ago.
what is time?
Actually, it might have been 2 years ago.
That makes more sense.
It could have been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We broke down the protocols of the open social web in that, and we also interviewed Ghost CEO John Nolan because... John O'Nolan, sorry. Because he was very adamant about eventually integrating Ghost into the Fediverse. And the way that this would work effectively is that your website itself, so I have davidml.com, right? davidml.com now is an entity in the Fediverse. So on Threads or on Blue Sky or on Mastodon, you can follow davidml.com. And then whenever I make a blog post on davidml.com, because Ghost is a newsletter publishing platform, you can just see the blog post there. You can like it, you can interact with it, you can comment on it. Those comments will show up on my website. So it's just kind of a way to own and distribute all of your content across the social web, which is very cool. I am trying to figure out how they integrated it with Blue Sky, because Blue Sky is on the AT protocol, which is different.
Didn't they use the BridgeFed thing?
I don't think they did. Anyway, the update also includes a native analytics suite. I think the reason that they're doing this is because there has been a really big resurgence in Substack over the last year or so, which has been very interesting to see because back in 2020, Substack blew up because a bunch of journalists started leaving different publications and starting their own newsletters and making a lot of money. Substack was offering people effectively like entire salaries to write on there exclusively. But yeah, I think there's been this big resurgence of a bunch of regular people have been writing on Substack recently. And I think that that is a reaction to just the quickness and randomness and algorithm focus of social media. A lot of people want to do more long form thoughts instead of just dumb takes that are incentivized by the algorithm to be controversial.
Blogs are back, baby.
Blogs are back, baby.
It's funny because everyone you're describing here as like old reporter who made a Substack to do non-clickbaity headlines makes me think of one of my friends who's the first Substack mentioned in this article talking about Ghost
Really?
6.0.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Tangle News.
Oh, that's
They're
your friend?
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Marquez
awesome.
and I played Ultimate with him.
Wow, that's
Nice.
super cool. Yeah.
That's
Also,
pretty funny.
Ryan Barrett, the guy who does
Yeah.
BridgeFed, is part of a new social, which is the group that's like doing this whole thing. So I think back to my point, I think they are using some sort of BridgeFed.
Are they?
thing.
Okay.
That would be my guess. I don't know.
I emailed John O'Nolan this morning,
Just to see.
but he does not live on this coast. I don't think he's on the. Anyway, I'm not gonna say where he lives. But I,
Dox
Why
him.
don't you want to dox him on
as far as I understand, he lives in a different time zone. So I'm not surprised that he hasn't gotten back to me as of time of publishing. I would like to find out how they're doing that on Blue Sky, but either way, it's very cool. It's a very also Ghost is open source, so you can host it yourself. If Ghost, the company, the business, goes out of business, you can still run your website. You can still host it. It's not like all these other platforms where they get to make all the decisions, and if they decide that they want to charge you $1 million, you're just out of luck. You can do everything yourself, which is pretty freaking awesome. So, Adam, you updated Cool Supply, your newsletter, to be on Ghost 6.0, right?
And it was really easy. Like I logged in and then a little banner popped up and was like, hey, Ghost 6.0 is ready. Do you want to update? And I was like, oh, sure. Yeah. So I hit update and it was like, go grab a coffee. This may take a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And it literally took like 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
And everything was updated. But I don't have a lot on there. But still,
Yeah.
it like completely updated, super chill.
Very fun little Fediverse corner update because this is what John has been waiting for a very long time.
Yeah.
All right.
It is cool. It's like having your own little comment section.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
On everything.
And I think newsletters should come back.
Yeah.
I've been nervous to do, like a weekly newsletter because I don't want to be so reactive to everything all the time because I think people need to digest information more and not have a hot take about literally everything.
Disagree. This podcast would crumble if we weren't allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
We actually usually have a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a couple days to think about it and think if it's a horrible.
Think about what we've done.
Think about our horrible opinions. All right. Last story before we take it to break again.
Take it to the break.
Take it to the bridge. Take it to the bridged account.
Nice.
Bridged Fediverse.
We tried.
Instagram now says that you need 1,000 followers to go live. So if you know what going live is on Instagram, it's a live stream.
This makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
I don't get this at
I don't
all.
understand.
Like
this
if
at all.
I really wanted to go live on Instagram and do something nefarious, right? What's to stop me from just botting 1,000 followers to whatever account I wanted to go live from?
And
yeah,
I mean, yes. And also, if just bot it. But if you're a scam account that doesn't have 1,000 followers, you're not scamming anyone because no one's watching the live stream.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no, as far as I know, there's no live discoverability in Instagram.
Not
It's
that
only
really.
page reels, like
Yeah.
posts and reels discoverability. You only ever see live if you're following the person.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
this actually just kind of seems really crappy to people with not a lot of followers
Which-
that might still go live to there's
By the way, 1,000 followers is a lot of followers.
a lot
Yeah,
of followers.
That's a lot of people. And I know that huge accounts that have millions of followers are like, that's not a lot, but regular people do not have 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
Most people do not. And it's kind of lame that, I have some friends in the film photography community that are occasionally just want to go live and talk about some photos that they took just to their friends. Right?
Yeah.
And this makes it feel like Instagram is moving further and further away from being a platform where you share things with your friends and more we're only going to give features to people who have a large audience that can make us a lot of money.
yeah.
Well, if Instagram heard that, they'd say, thank you very much. That's exactly what we're going for.
Yeah.
But do you know what this nerfs that's really funny? People who bought Meta Ray-Bans or Oakley Ray-Bans Meta Oakley, because one of the cool things they said about that is you can stream on Instagram live from your glasses,
Yeah.
which I think is actually a really cool feature. But now you need 1,000 followers
Wait.
to do it.
That's
so they
such
just
a good
nerfed their
point.
own product with this. That's potentially thousands
that
of
is
people
That's a
crazy.
good
might want to
point.
do
I
it.
did not think of that.
Because I've thought a couple times about grabbing one of the pairs and playing a round of disc golf live. I'm lucky enough that I
would
work
watch
for a thing that has me over 1,000 followers. But
Yeah.
I know plenty of people that I would be like, oh, my buddy's playing around live on his Meta Ray-Bans right now. I'd love to watch that.
Yeah.
And now they might not be able to.
That is so lame. I don't know. Some people
So-
were speculating as to why they might have made this change. Some people thought maybe they want to save on server costs. If there's less people doing live, they don't have to host it anymore.
The first thing that I thought of was this is them kind of trying to cover their bases for
Random terrorist attacks.
exactly.
Yeah.
If you because every time a bad thing happens on
always
Instagram
streamed
Live,
randomly.
it is live streamed and it's everywhere immediately.
Yeah.
So this kind of stops that to a certain extent.
If
You
you
need
have-
to be a real person, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Actively engaging in the community of Instagram, get 1,000 followers, and then go live.
Yeah. So you have
Which
more to lose if you do something.
Yeah, which I get, but it also completely screws over everyone trying to build their audience and
yeah.
get bigger.
My argument with that, and which goes to what David said, is not everyone's on Instagram to build an audience.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
I just
Yeah.
have
That's
some
what's
people
so
just have
annoying.
friends. I think all the time how kind of bummed I am that I didn't separate my Instagram and have two of them. One that's more of the MKBHD
Yeah.
verse focused, and one that's more of just
Right.
my friends. I originally just split it off into Mac and then had to remake my own second one. Yeah, a lot of people just want Instagram to keep up with their friends. It's the only reason Facebook's still alive. There's
Yeah.
2 Facebook groups and a few family members on there.
Marketplace.
That is the reason I have it, and Marketplace. But
yeah.
yeah, that's so funny. There's going to be so many people with Ray-Bans that are probably live stream
Yeah.
random things to their friends that
could
are going to
see
be
it.
like, I just lost a feature.
I could see a class action lawsuit around that, to be honest. If it's a major feature that they advertise,
They did. Remember the thing? They brought in Charles Leclerc
Yeah.
to go on like a go-kart drive with the Meta Ray-Bans and then like he was reading the chat on his phone.
Well, I feel like
he obviously has 1,000 followers.
That's true. The feature is still there though. It's not like they're taking it away. So you bought these glasses for that
Yeah,
feature.
but you
now it's
have
not
to have
there.
1,000 followers.
Yeah, like they added a barrier, but like I don't know if you can like take a class
I
action
feel like
lawsuit for it.
you could sue.
I would argue
whatever
that's
you
a
want.
barrier for a lot of people. That is one that won't ever be broken because their profiles are private and they
Yeah.
don't
No,
want 1,000
true.
followers.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, I know a lot of people with private
Yeah,
profiles.
that's true.
Too. Yeah. So, dumb change.
God, that was so much dumber than I expected it to be. Like,
Once we talk about it, we
Yeah.
realize it's really stupid. Anyway, that's going to be it for this segment. So we will take it to another trivia question.
but next,
Oh,
we're all
wait.
talking about really cool things we like.
Super head-to-head trivia.
Super head-to-head trivia. Thank you,
Yes.
Ellis. All right, the next question of how well do you guys know each other? What are the apps in the other person's phone doc?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
all right.
that's
Interesting.
gonna be tricky.
it is.
All right. Well, we'll get to that at the end of the show. But in the next segment, we are going to do a little show and tell with some stuff that we've been using recently, interested in recently.
I have two.
It's going to be fun.
Nice.
Things we want to show and tell about.
Yeah.
Show and tell.
Show and I'm going to tell.
Share with the class.
I'm going to tell everybody. I'm
Thanks.
going to tell on you.
Do it.
Don't tell me.
Be right back.
That's a Marquez. He's in China.
Oh, I can tell on Marcus. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Waveform podcast. We're your hosts. Yeah, that's gonna get old pretty quick. Okay, we're in the third segment of this episode now, and this is our
You're
little.
starting these so meta.
I'm sorry. This is our little show and tell segment that we're doing this week. So we just figured we wanted. Yep. We very rarely get to talk about products that we're like individually using because this is mostly a news show. And I kind of wanted to talk about a new tripod that I've been using a lot recently.
What tripod?
You this morning were like, I really want to talk about this. Can we do show and tell? And I was like, wait, I actually do have something that I just got that I want to talk about.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
So let's do it. Let's start tripod.
Okay, so if you are a photographer or in the photography community, you've probably heard of Peak Design. They
Never heard of
are very high quality, quite expensive brand that creates what they would call peak design.
Oh my
That's
god!
their
I
words,
never
not mine.
Realized that.
It's like I think it's like a double entendre, like peak, like mountain, but
Yeah,
also,
that's
like,
always how I
great,
took
the
it.
best. I don't know. Anyway, I have had their original travel tripod for a really, really, really long time. Basically, since it came out, I believe it was like 2018, 2017, 2018.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Something like that. I have the carbon fiber one, which is too expensive. It is $600. It's really expensive, but it's basically the best super lightweight tripod that I've used. I keep it. I do a lot of hiking, so I like keep it in my backpack, and it's very easy to just slap my cameras on and.
It just like tucks into pretty much like your water bottle holder on the
Yeah.
side pretty easy because who needs water on hikes when you can have a $600 tripod instead?
Yeah.
But like it's one of those things that can simultaneously be too expensive and also just like
Really, really high quality.
the best thing ever if that's
Exactly.
the scenario you have it in.
Yeah, and they do have an aluminum version of this, which is not that much heavier and it's much cheaper. So, that's still also a good option. Anyway, this has been around for a very long time. It does have some quirks and features. And that is why they eventually made this new one called it's the Peak Design Pro line of tripods. So this is the small one. For some reason, Peak Design made 3 of the new Pro tripods.
Do you know what the differences are between them?
Yeah, so it's mostly that they hold different amounts of weight and
Okay.
also can get taller and shorter and stuff like that. This is the small one. So this will be compared to the original tripod right here if you want to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if
this
people
is like significantly bigger than I
It's-
thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it is quite a bit bigger. So for me, the one problem that I have always had with the original, well, not one problem, maybe the biggest problem I've had with the original travel tripod is that I shoot 4x5 film pretty often. 4x5 film is like one of those large view cameras that you would see in like the 1940s. And when I would use this, it would have some shake because those cameras are very big. These tripods are not really made for like big payloads. So I think part of the reason that Peak Design got into this market segment was that they wanted to probably tackle people that are using like way heavier duty, harder core cameras. And then there are just some engineering things with the original tripod that they made better. So, for example, it has this quick lock mechanism that allows you to just like displace the. They have a little mount that is kind of like standard to them, and it looks like this.
The tripod mount that goes on the camera, like
That
the
goes on the
original one's
camera.
square. It's very small, but
Yeah.
I liked what it was. My biggest complaint about it
Yeah.
was the little area that they hold the Allen wrench for it.
Yes.
The Allen wrench fell
Always.
out.
I have lost.
Yours is
it.
missing. I
Mine
noticed
is
that.
missing.
Yeah,
And you do need an Allen wrench in order to put this on your camera.
put the screw into.
So what I've ended up doing, I'm not going to show my keys on camera because people always yell at me about that, but I've put an Allen wrench on my keychain. So
Nice.
I constantly have an Allen wrench with me. Anyway, some of the problems that the original tripod had is that if you raise the head here, and I'm sorry if this is really boring to non-camera people, but if you raise the head here and you want to like put it at an angle, you can only wait. What was it?
So it's it's a ball head,
Yeah, it's a ball. Wait,
and there's like these 3 different dividers essentially that fall down into the tripod when it's tucked all the way in.
right.
And sometimes that makes turning it sideways
Kind of
difficult because it kind of gets in the way.
yeah, it can kind of get in the way.
Assuming that's what you're talking about.
So this new one is more of a standard ball head where you can just pivot and twist in like many different directions. So that's very handy.
Yeah,
you
it
can just
spins.
go 360 instead of having to jam in there. That's very useful. The big thing about the 4x5 cameras though is that this, because the 4x5 is so big and it's not super heavy, but it does have a lot of surface area, it would shake a lot when it was windy on like a mountain. And that was very frustrating because there's no optical image stabilization on 4x5 film, obviously. So even the most like micro shake would mess up the image. These are much more stable. Even the small one is like super stable. They also re-engineered the center column to add a bunch of different features. They changed the clips a little bit. Overall, it's kind of just like a much more sturdy system. Also, when you're clipping in the camera, it now has the spring-loaded mechanism.
I was just messing with this.
Yeah.
The spring-loaded mechanism for the tripod mount on a camera attaching feels super nice.
It feels really good. So yeah, effectively you like unlock it by pulling this, and it pulls up this little tab that when you put the plate in, it snaps it closed.
David,
and it
into the
locks
mic,
talking
please.
to your mic a little
Oh,
bit.
sorry.
He's getting too
And it
excited.
locks it in. Yeah, I'm sorry. I love tripods. And it like locks it in, and then they have an extra lock right here. So I don't know. Everything about these tripods is definitely about like stability and being able to shoot things without any shake and stuff like that. They made the clips a little bit easier to use because unclipping and clipping a tripod always takes forever. Yeah. So I've been really enjoying this. I don't love how big it is. Like you cannot really beat this original tripod size because this can fit in like basically any water bottle pocket of any backpack that I have. Whereas the new Pro ones definitely are bulkier, even the small one. For some reason, they made it in a small, medium, and large form. The large makes a lot of sense because it's for like giant payload. Like they're trying to get into the cinema kind of landscape. They sell a fluid head adapter that makes it so you can use it as a fluid head tripod. But I don't really understand why they made the medium one because the small and the medium are almost exactly the same size, and they go up in size in prices of $100. So they call it Pro Light, Pro, and Pro Tall. So I don't really know. But overall, like this has made my photography a lot more reliable, I guess, specifically with my 4x5 camera.
I can see, like, I understand it being larger, and the main problem you have with it is shake and stability. So, like, making it larger is probably the only way to really fix that. And if I would argue if you're carrying something like your 4x5 camera, you probably aren't trying to be in, like, this level of light payload where, like, this could be, I took this tripod with me and just, like, a Sony A7R.
Right.
With other hiking stuff.
And
so
it's
like to me it was just part of the pack and then like
Totally.
not too bad. But seeing this, I think it's really cool. They obviously, I mean, Peak's quality is always absolutely at the top of its game. This looks like they solved a bunch of the issues, but seeing it and seeing its side just makes me still like the original one.
The original one
I'd rather
is
just
great.
throw it.
It's so pocketable.
It's so small. So like when you are somebody, and I see this now all the time watching like disc golf YouTube of people like lugging tripods around all over a disc golf course. Like you want a really small one, but the problem is all the really small ones are really flimsy.
Yeah.
They nailed their target demographic
For sure.
with this one, despite its price. I think getting into the bigger game, when you talk about the larger one and huge payloads and cinema stuff, is like we have really good cinema tripods already. That feels like a crowded space.
For sure.
I'm sure Peak Design can get into it. But
I think it's probably for people that like everything that they own is in the Peak Design ecosystem.
That's
like
fair.
they have built out quite an ecosystem
sure.
that uses all of their things and they interlock with each other and they've got all these features. But yeah, I think for like most people, the original one, even the aluminum one, is like more than great. This is really going to be if you have specific use cases like me with the 4x5.
Yeah.
So
the travel tripod feels like I'm packing it with other things. The pro tripods feel like my pack is all cameras.
Yeah.
That's all that's in
has
my
been
pack.
me for a while now.
Well, yeah, but that's because you sacrifice the rest of
back.
survival things for your
yeah,
cameras.
that's true. I'm having lower back problems, so yeah. Yeah, I don't know. For my book, it's been great.
No, I mean, this is sick.
Yeah, and it can get a little bit tighter down too because of that redesigned center column.
Yeah, the center column seems way larger, which is the best part about it.
Also, when the original one was all the way down like this, it couldn't tilt at all. So the only way to bring it up, you had to loosen it, bring it up to here, tighten it, and then it could rotate. But that means it can't go quite as low. Whereas this one can tilt even when it's all the way down.
It's on its lowest stage. Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Do you know what I appreciate? Even though this is the pro version, it still has the little hidden cell phone holder.
So this has always been a really cool feature. In the bottom, there's a hook. Generally on tripods, that hook is for stability. So you put like a backpack on the hook and that basically just adds a bunch of weight to the tripod so that it shakes less. And I still do that. The hook on the bigger one is obviously bigger. But inside of that column, they have a secret little cell phone holder that you can put on the tripod. So if you want to do like Astro mode on your Pixel or something, you can now use the tripod with your Pixel instead of having to buy a brand new tripod just for phones.
That's cool.
So I think that's really cool. Also, obviously, we talked about you need an Allen key, which is very kind of frustrating because you can lose it pretty easily, and they have a clip on the tripod itself to store the Allen key. In the new ones, the bags now have a slot for the Allen key, so I think that they want you to keep
it in the bag.
More. The previous bag had like 2 microns of extra room.
It was like putting a sleeping bag back in like a sleeping bag or like a tent back in a bag.
It was so hard to get it in and out. So the new one has a slot in there, and they gave it a little more slack. So I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up because I've been doing a lot of mountain climbing recently, and I've been using this a lot. So yeah,
nice.
They're still on Kickstarter right now, though. So
what's the final price? Did you say it?
Yeah, they're really expensive. They're like really expensive. So the Pro Lite is going to be $800. The Pro is going to be $900, and then the Pro Tall, they call it because I think it just gets taller, is going to be $1,000. So yeah, really expensive. They're also selling a lot of new accessories with these. They have a new leveling base for people who like that, and they have spiked feet for $49.
Oh, it does have the level on it.
Yeah, it has a level.
Oh yeah, both of them have level.
Yeah,
okay.
But a leveling base is like that weird like cage thing that you can use with cameras. It's like it's kind of an old school like hardcore photographer feature. Then they have spiked feet. So I guess if you're, in the mountains and you want to like really, really, really rig it down, if you were doing like a really, really long exposure and you just wanted it to not, overnight kind of long exposure.
I mean, they co-developed this with Jimmy Chin, so they're gonna do it in a scenario where it's it's lasting out there for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, just want to bring that up real quick.
All right.
What did you have?
I brought something That is significantly cheaper.
Yeah,
And
probably.
its cheapness is actually part of the reason why I find it interesting.
And probably more useful to more people, I would guess.
Maybe. So my thing is like you wanted to possibly label this section like our favorite things, but I don't want to call this a favorite because
I was mostly kidding.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is a
Oh, you
mouse
got one of these?
that I saw on The Verge.
You got one of these?
So I think I first saw it on The Verge. It is called the Cinda Ergonomic Mouse Rechargeable USB Dual Bluetooth MOU 302 Vertical Wireless Mouth with Volume Knob.
Some Amazon ass
There's actually
title.
more to that, but I don't feel like saying all of it. Essentially, it's a vertical ergonomic wireless mouse.
I love the colors.
That comes in some wild colors. I bought arguably the coolest color, which is like purple, yellow, and like a vintagey green. Like this feels very like
It's like a turquoise.
like Rocco's Modern Life
or like a seafoam,
vibes. Yeah.
seafoam green.
And what? So I saw it because of the color and because of the integrated volume knob. So essentially, the mouse, because it's vertical and ergonomic, it's the buttons are almost sideways, and you hold it like you're holding a glass of water, essentially, where you're kind of pinching it in between your hand. And then on the top, now it's got extra space. There's still a front and back button on the sides of it where your thumb rests, but above it, there's a little knob that clicks in and can turn. That's what intrigued me by it, is the colors in that knob.
Ellis
Then
is shaking in his boots. He hates knobs.
What really intrigued me though is when I clicked on the link for it, it was on sale for $19.59.
That's
with
crazy.
the list price at $27.99.
That's crazy.
I don't know how they're making money off of this.
Yeah.
I'm by no means saying the build quality on this is great. I wouldn't even say it's very good.
Yeah, I would say it feels like it's $20.
It feels like it's $20, but when you look at a Logitech,
Yes.
I think they have the Logitech Lift and the Logitech Vertical are
those
two
are
of theirs, and they're like 80 and like over $100 for them, and they're great mice, and like people like Rich here love them. I don't love vertical ergonomic mice, but I'm trying.
Apparently, it's
this
way
one
better
out.
to get rid of your carpal tunnel.
We'll see. If it stresses me out more than my carpal tunnel, then but I think there's some design flaws in this. I think the reason I want to be really cautious about talking about this is because I've used it for less than a week, and I don't know the durability of it.
Sure.
But for $20, I had to try, and I'm gonna keep trying it.
Yeah.
The colors are sick.
Yeah.
It's USB-C, which took Logitech years to finally switch to.
Yeah.
It can do 2 Bluetooth connections and the USB dongle, which
Yeah.
I'm always a dongle person. I think it's easier. Just like a little, USB-A.
Yeah.
The things I have not liked about it is I don't believe there's any software. So I cannot change what the
love that, to be
volume
honest.
knob. I can't change what the volume knob does, which really sucks for me because I'm using an audio interface, which means my volume keys don't do anything when I'm
Yeah.
plugged into my desktop.
Okay.
So the volume knob does nothing for
Also,
me.
how do you deal with sensitivity?
There are 3 DPI modes,
Oh.
and then you also can just change sensitivity inside of Mac OS or whatever.
How's the latency when you're playing old school RuneScape?
I was gonna say you should play Valorant with this.
I'm definitely not playing.
I mean,
I should try Valorant with it. That would be hilarious. How bad it would be.
Kind of like the way it feels. I'd say that the sliders on the bottom are horrible. Like it feels like it's kind of like there's a lot of.
It felt
weird
fine on my
friction.
mouse pad.
Yeah, maybe the mouse pad would be better than this.
My biggest gripe with it, and we found this out when we were comparing it to Rich, is the Logitech Verticals where your mouse rests almost has like a bed for your thumb to rest on where it juts out. This is just straight down, and you're kind of like always gripping this mouse. I say it's kind of like if you're a climber, like pinch holds. You're always pinching this. You're not really resting your hand on the
Yeah.
mouse at all, which is comfortable, I think.
Yeah.
Which makes you really have to think about using it. I've been kind of enjoying it. I find myself doing way more wrist movements than like whole arm movements to move things, to go around and click on stuff. It's taken a really long time to get used to vertical mouse. It feels really strange. They're silent buttons, which is a lot of what like the MX Master's been doing now. I think they actually feel kind of nice.
Yeah.
Scroll wheel feels like but I don't really care that much. It's $19 and it works. The knob doesn't feel bad. It's cheap
like the knob.
plastic, but it's got some like nice feedback
The
to it.
tactility of the clicking is nice.
Yeah, and it was essentially plug and play. I plugged it right into my computer and it just started working. I'm assuming it would on a Windows as well, but
Cool. Yeah,
I don't get
know how to use for
$19.
$20. Yeah, that's crazy.
It seems crazy. I do not know what the battery life's yet.
Yeah.
I've charged it once and it's
Okay.
still
I mean,
going after a
generally
few
they last
days.
a very
So
long
yeah,
time, so.
How many colors does it come in?
Yeah, what are the other
4.
colors?
So there's a plain black. There's
Lame.
a pink. What are they even calling this?
What
They
is it?
literally don't even have color. Oh no, they're just calling it pink.
Oh.
Pink, but it's like 2 different types of pink. The buttons and the scroll wheel the buttons and the volume knob are a different color.
Mm-hmm.
This is the purple and green version. They just call it purple. There's a light blue version and there's the straight black version.
That one's definitely
You can
the
also
best
buy
color.
2 packs of these
Really?
for $42.
Wow.
So it's more wait.
Right now, that's more expensive, but it's not more expensive if
Yeah, it's
you're
more
assuming the
expensive.
list price of $27.
Oh,
I don't know how long it'll be this cheap.
Yeah.
If you decide to go out and get this, I cannot promise you how long, long it will
At
work.
your own
I
risk.
assume it will work as long as $20 is worth. But I was very intrigued by it.
I want to see you game with this.
There's no way I'm gaming.
I
with
need
that.
to see a pro Twitch streamer just using this and
That would be.
clowning on
I'm sure
everyone.
someone's done it, but getting like pro CS players to play it with like crappy mice. I bet the latency on this is
It's probably horrible.
terrible.
Yeah.
Good, but no one buys an ergonomic mouse for like great latency.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
that's it.
That's
the
a good one.
Cinda ergonomic MOU 302.
Seen.
Multiple device cordless mice compatible for Windows, PC, laptop, Mac OS Purple.
Pink.
Cinda.
They make a bunch of other random stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Me
Although, okay, so here's my other thing. This is probably why it's so cheap. I'm almost positive it's just white labeled something because I saw a different, really weird ergonomic mouse that looks like an oven mitt, and it's also vertical.
That looks different though.
This is different, but Cinda makes one that looks exactly like this one, even though that one's from a different company. So I basically found 2 of the exact same mice under 2 different companies I'd never heard of, which makes me just assume this is white labeled from
Yeah.
somewhere.
Sounds like
That
one of
makes
those
sense.
Alibaba things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it. All right.
Neat.
Cool.
Adam.
Yo. All right. I've got 2.
Ooh.
One of them is hardware. One of them is software.
Ooh.
So for the last few weeks, I have been asked a surprising amount of times, what is this teal thing on the back of my phone?
Oh yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah, this is a Moft tripod, basically. So it attaches MagSafe to a phone. Now I'm on iPhone, so it attaches perfectly. Last week I was on Pixel, so it attaches to the case, but
But it will attach to the Pixel 10.
it will
Qi
attach to the
2.
Pixel 10, allegedly. We'll see.
Allegedly.
We'll see in 14 days.
Yeah.
But it's just a little MagSafe stand that like uses resistance to kind of prop itself up. Or if you need to get it taller, you could like kind of fold it all the way out, which is really cool. It has multiple angles and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's just a really like handy thing to have attached to your phone if you're not going to have anything on MagSafe anyway.
Yeah, my friend Birgit has that, and she does like content creation for a film company.
Yeah.
And it's amazing just watching her just
It's
like
so
prop
clutch.
it up and making stuff all the time.
You know, Peak Design had a really awesome magnetic tripod for a phone, but it was like the proprietary
yeah.
own
Yeah.
magnetic connection on their cases, and I just really disliked the fabric
And it
on
was
their
Me
cases.
too.
Yeah.
The tripod was sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was so cool how maneuverable it was and how small it was on the back of the phone. But their tripod case got grody.
The phone case,
So,
you mean?
the phone case got grody. Really
Have they
fast.
changed the material of that?
I have no idea. I don't know if they're even still really.
Yeah, I don't
doing
know.
Yeah,
if they're
they
making it
they
anymore.
use this really at the beginning. They use this really thin, light material that just kind of disgusting pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it had a lot of like it was like woven. So whenever you have woven stuff like that, it just means so much more dirt and grime. And
Right.
I liked it because I could film climbing stuff with it, which meant my
Right.
hands were chalky, which meant that thing in like 2 weeks was
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway,
All right.
what's your software?
The software that I got, the reason I actually switched back to the iPhone was to try this piece of software. And Brandon put me onto it a couple months ago, which is the Not Boring software suite of things.
Yeah.
So in one of the studio videos, he was talking about his weather app. The developer of that weather app, Andy Allen, makes a bunch of different like utility apps. And basically his whole thing is he takes a app that's pretty much a stock app on the iPhone and just makes it super pretty and cool. So like in the studio video, Brandon was talking about the weather app. He recently released one for a camera. It's like retro camera. And this camera app is just so
Yeah.
sick. It's so fun to use.
Not boring camera.
It
right?
is not boring at all. And it's almost like, remember we spoke about the X half a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, the Fuji X.
The Fuji X half. And it's like you use it because it kind of mimics a film camera. Like that was part of the allure of it. Like you can't relook at the photos you use or whatever.
Yeah.
This app kind of does something similar, which is, you know, in the regular camera app, you take a picture, the little preview goes down to like the bottom left and has like a gallery that you can then click to see what that does not exist on this camera app. So it is just the viewfinder, but you can customize the way the camera looks. It's really fun and quirky. There's a bunch of colors and stuff like that. And it does do like the best feature that I personally like about it is that it does have really nice like filters and LUTs and recipes, and you can even import your own LUT if you want. It is a paid app. I believe it's like $14.99 for the year. So like, I don't know, $1 or something a month. But it's like overall a really fun app. You can also save just the straight up raw if you want. So you can take a regular picture in their recipe or whatever and then still have your raw photo saved in the background, which is cool. I prefer that. But so far, I've been really liking it. I've been using it for like a week, and the pictures that I'm getting are like fantastic.
Yeah, I love everything that these guys make.
They're
The
so good.
UI looks really similar to your rendered iPad case from the Shark Tank episode.
Yes, you're right.
A little more colorful, but
It's
it
just a
reminds me.
really, I like seeing things that have more intentional design.
Yeah,
It's
And more fun.
yeah. These guys also make not boring calculator
Yeah.
and not boring weather.
Not boring habits.
when you said a new app they did,
And a
and I looked
timer.
on their thing and saw habits, I was like, he's about to talk about habits.
Oh, that's
So I'm
next.
very
I have
surprised.
that downloaded
Oh,
as well. That's a
God.
good one.
It seems like everything that they make is sort of like the most boring, like utilitarian thing, and they just make it really fun.
They just make it pretty and fun,
I think
which
that's
is one of
cool.
the reasons I'm so excited about. This is not iPhone, but Material 3 Expressive.
yeah,
Because it's like the whole UI of the phone is that kind of fun
Yeah.
material expression.
yeah. Huh.
But apps like these on iPhone that are just like fun to use and look cool.
Yeah, they definitely feel like material.
Yeah, it's more like this is supposed to be fun and whimsical and different. You
Yeah.
know, not like very monotone and clean like the old aesthetic of Apple. So like having this app on an iPhone has just been like a fun, weird experience.
cool.
So highly recommended.
That's awesome.
I just want to say, hey Andy, us Android people like to have fun too. I wouldn't mind trying some of these out.
I made a whole episode about why there are so many different iOS apps and no Android
I
apps.
want to have fun.
You're not allowed. You're only allowed to go on.
I'll have a lot of
Apple
fun with
Tap
my
Phone.
limoncello pixel.
Piss color. All right, let's move on to trivia.
Super head-to-head trivia.
Super head-to-head trivia. All right, so
Super.
first question: how well do you guys know each other? Look at your average screen time and guess the other person's most used app. Go.
And we're doing of like the last week, right?
Last
Last 7
week.
days, yeah,
Yeah.
or like 7 days in general, not like the last 7 days until now. But
I'm worried this is going to be really boring.
don't give him a hint.
Oh, wait, you're giving me a hint. Shoot, I think I know what it is now.
Maybe at the end of these exhibition matches, the winner will win something. Who knows? No pressure. You probably won't win anything, though. All right, flip them and read. What do you got?
Oh, you went way too boring.
Oh, dang. I said Instagram. I'm sorry,
No.
you said Instagram. I said Google Maps.
No.
No.
I forgot you don't know
you
what
get-
the
can
answer
you
is.
get-
I don't know, so-
I said Instagram.
No.
Ooh.
All right, mine was Instagram.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, dang. Mine was Reddit.
Was it
Reddit?
really?
Yeah.
Can I wait?
Because
I need-
I'm hooked on that Pokemon trading card game,
And you're reading all the like.
and the subreddit's really fun.
Okay,
So me and Ellis thought that yours was gonna be the Pokemon trading card game.
Oh, it was number one for today.
Oh, okay.
I already had 45 minutes.
that's
of
what I
today.
should have guessed though. So
well.
wait, can we talk about something with Reddit that's really funny? My favorite thing about the new Reddit app is if you take a screenshot
There's
of a
new
post.
Reddit app.
The Reddit app,
the
ever
bad
since
Reddit
they
app?
killed all the other,
Yeah.
ever since
The
they killed the
official
good
Reddit
ones.
app.
Yeah.
The bad official.
If
Reddit
you
app.
screenshot a post,
It recommends.
It's so
Yeah.
quickly, bros puts this little crappy pop up because it's all in white and just like
Yeah.
plain text. It's just like, wait.
Yeah,
Don't
please
you want to
use the
share
share
this
button.
instead?
Yeah.
It's so much more fun if you share this with someone. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
eat my screenshot, boy.
Yeah, because then it gives you a link, and then the link opens the Reddit app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It
not.
makes me happy every time I do it.
Yeah, it's like you can't stop me.
I was worried mine was gonna be Reddit because I still do go on it pretty often
Yeah.
and then get frustrated. But you know,
Yeah.
it wouldn't help my public image if it was Reddit.
I will
because
say
crap on it so much.
annoying, because everyone sort of has their sort of like my brain needs sustenance
Mm-hmm.
app, right? I'm annoyed that mine has become Reddit as of recent weeks, and
Whoa.
I do not like that.
I've just tried to make my following subreddits so actually mine are so small that the majority of the time Reddit just doesn't work for me because it won't re-show me articles and then like just nothing will show up in the homepage, which is
that's
another
good.
glaring awesome development by the Reddit app because it's just such a good app.
yeah, it's really bad.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Damn.
But all
You
right.
say that
All
now.
right.
What was the next I don't remember the next
The
question.
next question is, what apps are on the other person's
Oh.
dock? On your
Okay.
phone specifically.
I'm gonna answer and then ask a question.
Okay.
Is it 1 point for each?
No.
Okay.
You got this. No pressure.
All right.
Flip them and read. What do you got?
I put messages. Is that on there?
Sorry. Okay, wait. So here's how I'm going to ask Adam, how do I score this? I have 2 folders on my dock.
What?
Does every app inside my folders count?
Yeah. So David has
then
multiple.
basically
yeah.
David can't lose.
Exactly.
David could have.
Your whole phone is on
You
your
could
dock?
have gotten 70 points off of this.
How many apps do you have on your dock?
Each folder has 12 apps,
You're a monster.
psycho.
and then I have
psychopath.
3 other.
Dude, the
apps.
entire
God.
point of the dock is quick access.
Yeah, quick access. Oh,
to
okay.
24 apps?
no, but these folders, if I like get rid of one of them, I like forget how to function on this because like my thumb is so used to picking things just by second nature that like
You don't
if one
search?
of these shifts, no,
Oh yeah, I just pull
just
down
search, yeah.
and search everything.
that
Well, on
takes
Android, you swipe
so
up.
much longer.
I mean, yeah, but
Then
then you
what
don't
I'm
need to worry about where it is. You
I would
just, like,
argue
what you want.
99% of the apps I use in a day are in one of these folders on my dock, and it's just like it's almost like a shortcut key to just press it.
This is insane.
How is that? You guys type it out every time you
Every-
want to find something?
Well, I just
Well-
have a dock, and then if I need to find something, then yeah, I'll just search for it.
Every time
I think the comments are going to agree with me on this
I
one.
disagree.
I
I think the comments are on our
disagree.
side.
Well,
I
you guys
have-
also though. Oh, you have a homepage though. I have
What?
literally nothing else on my homepage. I only have my dock.
got it. I have like my most used apps on my homepage, and then when I want to use something else, I swipe down and search.
Yeah, I just have nothing on my homepage. My 5 icons on the dock, 2 of them are folders, and they're the apps that I use every day. And I never go into my app drawer.
So this
pretty much.
this question is kind of moot then.
well, it
Well, no,
doesn't
'cause he
I
still has
think
to guess
you're.
yours.
All right.
And
Oh,
David
did I
can't-
just show you?
Well, I'm not giving you frisbee.
did I
app.
just show you?
I wrote it down.
He wrote it down
so
already.
doesn't
Oh,
matter.
But
true.
David, what did you say for Andrew?
I said messages. Correct.
Andrew, is that
Correct.
correct?
Spotify.
Spotify?
It's a very common one in one of my folders.
Okay,
I would
correct.
give him that.
Yeah,
Google Maps.
Correct.
correct.
And
Also
I put
right
some
there.
sort of frisbee app.
There is a U-disc is right here.
Hey, yo.
Nice. 4 for 4.
Hey, yo.
All right.
You shot yourself in the foot by having folders on that. That's your fault.
I'm very excited for the. I don't know if this is like an Android versus iPhone thing or like.
I think just having folders
never
in your
did
dock
that
is
when I
psychotic.
was on Android.
I think you guys telling me the better thing is to go into your app drawer and search for it every time.
No, you
Yeah,
just
'cause then-
swipe down and
Especially
search.
you,
Yeah, I
because
know.
you like a clean.
Oh, swipe down and search. It's the same. I guess in Android you go into your app drawer.
Yeah,
and
you just
search,
swipe up.
But it's the
Same
same
thing.
thing.
But you like a clean first homepage. Like you don't like
Yeah.
anything on there. So it makes sense to me that you would just search for everything. Like why even?
Why
add
would I
them
search
there?
when I can just tell me an app to press right now?
You can do it without looking.
Instagram. That's depressing.
It's not depressing. It's just like these are the things that like I'm so used to.
Okay, Slack.
Damn.
Sheesh.
What about something
Like
you don't use?
basically
that
the folders, my most common ones are usually on the bottom.
Oh.
So I can just press them again. It almost turns into the second dock, and then like I don't know. I guess another common one is my email
Yeah.
or like Instagram or YouTube.
Going back to
or
our conversation
Spotify.
from last week, though, that just means that you have this stored in RAM at all times. Like
I'm
your
telling you,
physical motions.
I have to take screenshots of what my folders are because when I get rid of one that maybe I don't use as much and then all of them shift, then I'm just like,
Where's
oh
everything?
no. And I try and click things and it's just wrong all the time.
See, muscle memory is unreliable. You should just use the built-in search function.
I think that's insane.
Anyway,
I
what
want
did
to
you
call
say
Marquez.
for David?
Yeah, what did you say for me?
I said phone.
No. I no.
No.
I said
don't use my phone that much.
messages.
Yeah.
I said camera.
No.
I said Reddit
No.
and Instagram.
No.
What is on your
There's
dock?
only 4 in the iPhone dock, by the way.
I don't know that.
Yeah. So I have Pocket Casts
Nice.
Okay.
far left because it's my most used app. Messages.
Okay.
Okay. Then I have Arc Mobile,
And then
which is my
Spot.
browser. Yeah, you didn't put a browser on there.
I have my browser.
In a
got the
folder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I should have put Safari.
Yeah.
But you
Oh,
use
yeah.
Arc
And then I have Spotify,
and Spotify.
which I've been trying to use YouTube Music more recently, actually.
Oh, really?
But the UI is horrible.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like so bad.
I can tell you use a lot of audio on your phone because you have 2 audio things
Yeah.
in the bottom.
Well, I listen to podcasts most of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. So
Dang.
cool.
All right.
Okay.
Nice.
Good
Nice.
question. I want to see the comments.
We learned something new about you, Andrew.
Yeah.
Another thing we
I'm
have
a
to
machine. Don't fix it.
Automated.
Search. I think searching.
What about Google? Where's Google Tasks? Can you instantly get
Well,
to that?
Google Tasks is the only thing I have on a different page.
Oh.
My next page is basically my Google Tasks list and my calendar,
Okay.
which I also have calendar here too.
Multiple.
Well, this is like if I want to go month by month. The other one's just like what's going
What's
on. in the
happening
day.
right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's been it.
Let
Welcome.
us know in the comments how wrong Andrew is.
That's not.
Yeah, let us know in the comments how you feel about that. We're very close to the Pixel event. We have one more episode, and then the next episode we actually record on the day of the Pixel event, so in 2 weeks when Marquez is finally back.
Can't wait.
Make sure you subscribe because the more people that subscribe, the faster Marquez will come back. If you don't subscribe and we don't grow to 1 million followers by the time he comes back, he
gonna be-
will get stuck in China.
He's gonna get very sad if we
Yeah.
don't have 1 million subs. That would honestly be
You
the
ever seen Marquez
craziest thing.
cry, bro? It's not a good sight.
Could you imagine if Marquez just came back from China after only missing 2 episodes and we doubled in size subscriber wise?
Make it happen.
That'd be sick.
Do it.
Make it happen. We'll collab with Mr. Beast or
Prove
something.
that we'll do a collab YouTube post with Mr. Beast. Anyway, that's been it. Catch you guys later. See you in the next one. Peace.
Waveform is produced by Adam Molina and Ellis Rovin. We're partnered with Vox Media Podcast Network, and our outro music was created by Main Sill.
Bingo! Let's go! Oh, and you can break it down into categories too.
Yeah, there's a lot of data there.
There's a lot of data. There's a lot of smarts and also a lot of data.
I mean, that's a lot of smarts, but also a lot of data.
Exactly, Marquez. Thanks.
Wow, it's like he's here.
Thanks for chiming in.